Ladies and gentlemen, just so you don't have to skip the video, I am going to put the firing range clips first before I talk about the paper targets, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about these and tell you guys about how we shot it and whatnot. And yeah, so enjoy the clips. Unfortunately, my wifey couldn't properly record me at the time. That's okay. I have some good clips of her shooting, so you guys could see that at least. But yeah, the recording of me just didn't turn out well. You guys won't even see what firearm I'm holding. But I will title everything and put captions. Anyways, enjoy that first, and then we'll talk about this.
Yeah, you guys want to shoot anymore, or that's it? One more time? Yeah, sure. Awesome. Can I do that's it, you glad that's
I'll just wait till nobody grabs it.
Way up. Okay, left hand. Hit arm straight. Right target.
Oh, man.
Nope, you're going to shoot the right target. Are you ready? Yeah, you're
Are you sure? This is the one I'm going to.
Alright, get over here.
That's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Down a little bit more. Good to go.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Before I do talk about it, this here is just for attention purposes. No, we did not shoot this. This is actually an airsoft gun, a gas blowback rifle. 1-to-1 scale of a real AR-15. It's extremely realistic, like the real steel, but it's not a real gun. So unfortunately, in Canada, AR-15s are illegal. So even if I did have my license and I want to buy an AR-15 like this, I can't. So I decided to do my dream build as an airsoft gun, and it is what it is for now. Hopefully in the future, AR-15s will be legal. I don't know. But for the time being, this is just an airsoft gun. So let's go ahead and get into this. But before I get into the targets, huge shout out to Target Sports Canada. That's where we shot. And I'll be honest with you guys, this is my third time back. Now, the first couple times I went to Target Sports Canada was about, I believe, 8 to 9 years ago, somewhere around that period. And my experiences back then, obviously, I was way younger. I was still about, I think I was 17 or 16, something like that. Yeah, it was incredible. Obviously, first experiences was great, but the customer service back then wasn't that great, I'll be honest. It was good in a sense, like, you know, 2 people that I remember were actually pretty nice and polite, but there was one of them that just didn't let you do anything with the firearm. However, this time when we went, the guy who helped us out was extremely polite. Even the guy who provided like the 5 or 10 minutes training, he was super cool and super polite. But the guy who actually allowed us to shoot and helped us shoot was incredible, very friendly, and I really appreciated that. Now, I know how to manipulate a firearm. I've shot real ones before and airsoft ones. This is, again, almost like a real steel when it comes to how it functions. It doesn't shoot real rounds, but it does function exactly like the real thing. So I've done little, you know, training scenarios at home, and I've had some fun with it, but I couldn't get my hands on a real firearm yet. I'm not licensed, and I want to get licensed, and I've been wanting to for years, but because of the ban of the AR-15s, I almost found it kind of pointless. I don't really know what else to get. However, that has changed in the past couple of years, and I'll most likely be getting my license now. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk about the targets here. These are not in order, so I'm going to try and go in order with the firearms that I shot first, and then we'll go from there. So here we go. This here is the first one. The Smith & Wesson M&P .45 ACP. This here was the first gun that I shot. And yeah, let's talk about the shots here, because you guys probably see that little misfire there. This was actually the wifey. So the wifey shot this part right here by accident. She shot the wrong target to begin with, and then she was told to shoot the other one. You guys will see that on screen. But yeah, so that was a little misfire from her. But these here are my groupings. Now, I did miss a couple shots, I did miss a shot pretty badly here. I don't really know what happened. I mean, I believe this was my first actual initial shot. Now, keep in mind, I didn't shoot a rifle or a gun in general for a long, long time. So when I pulled the trigger, that recoil was pretty surprising. And this was my first time actually shooting a .45 ACP. Back then, I believe I shot a 40 and then a 9mm. I never shot a .45. So this was my first time. That initial recoil did bounce back quite a bit and took me by surprise. But then after that, as you guys could see, I was able to control it. And yeah, after that, it was okay. So that was my first one there. Now my second one, which was a little bit weird, I really don't know how I messed this one up. This was the AR-15 chambered in 9mm. This was a pistol caliber carbine, and it was the only AR-15 I've seen in the store. They do not sell it, but it is still able to be shot and experienced, even though it's never going to be sold. So here we go. These were my shots. Now, as you can see, it's a lot worse than the actual handgun, which is funny because in real life, or why did I say real life? Because I'm actually not too comfortable with handguns, right? It's something that I really need practice with. But I mean, I thought that I would do worse with this. somehow I did manage to do worse with this. I don't know how. Now, most of my shots did end up around the 9 and the actual center portion of the target. But as you guys could see, I got 2 and 8, and then I got 1 on the shoulder, which was a pretty bad misfire. Now, I don't know how that happened, but the gun itself was super comfortable. I guess, I don't know, maybe I got too carried away, maybe I shot it too fast. Actually, I did feel a moment where I pulled the trigger. I don't know when it was, but I did feel like, oh shit, I think I missed that target, right? I didn't see the holes while I'm shooting. Keep in mind, we're wearing goggles, and I'll be honest, mine was a little bit scratched up, so I couldn't see the shots while I'm taking the shots, but I knew where my reticle was, so I was able to hit most of my targets, or sorry, most of my shots properly. Moving on to, oh, ignore that. Moving on to the only rifle I would buy if I got my license. The number one, the first thing I would buy, the IWI TACWolf X95, chambered in 223. This was obviously my favorite rifle to shoot, my favorite gun out of all of them. And I even decided to go with the 2 headshots at the top there just because I felt very comfortable with this thing. Again, I don't know why my groupings are not that great. I mean, I don't really shoot real firearms every day, so I definitely need some practice there. But as you can see, my shots aren't too bad, and I tried to go a little bit fast. I wasn't like taking ages to shoot. I did try and shoot at a normal pace, and this is what I ended up with. So I did hit my target, and then I hit 2 of my main targets here. I was aiming for the head. I know you're not supposed to. I just did it for fun. You know, I don't really care. But I want to aim for kind of a smaller target, something that I thought would be a little bit more challenging, but actually this here is the smallest target, so I kind of misjudged that. And yeah, got a couple shots there, but definitely my favorite rifle. Now this here was the last gun that I was going to shoot. It's the Mossberg 590 shotgun. You know, mainly dead center. I mean, I don't have to talk about it. You guys could see that was torn to shit. Yeah, that was good, but it did jam once, and I don't know how to clear shotgun jams, so I didn't even bother trying. I let the guy do it. If it was a rifle jam, I would actually try to manipulate it and unjam it myself. I've seen ways how to do it, so I definitely want to give that a shot myself. But the rifle's never jammed, surprisingly. Only the shotgun did this time. And yeah, so shotgun, pretty good, but I don't know. When I'm shooting a shotgun, it's amazing, don't get me wrong. But I prefer rifles, man. I just feel like being more precise and accurate, and having that challenge is so much more fun than just shooting a shotgun, because a shotgun is very easy to fire and to hit your target with. So this here was my last gun. This is again the Smith & Wesson M&P 45 ACP. I decided to buy extra rounds and go one more time with the handgun, and I wanted to redeem myself. I wanted to do better than the first time, right? But I feel like after, you know, looking at it and after actually getting the target back, I realized that I think I did better the first time than I did the second time. Even though, technically not really, because I was aiming for the center here. In the first target, I wasn't able to hit too much, but here I was able to hit way more. And I feel like my grouping is definitely a lot, I believe it's closer together rather than having that unfortunate misfire here and then random shots here and there. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit more compact, and I feel like this one's definitely still better. But yeah, handguns I definitely need work with. Hopefully I'll be able to get that done. Unfortunately, in Canada, the handguns are they put a freeze on handgun purchases. So again, Canada's laws for firearms are just ridiculous and make absolutely no sense. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that, but again, like, unfortunately, we can't even buy handguns. So it just gives me an even better reason not to even get a license yet. I want to get one, but I'm just going to hold off on it, because the only gun that I would buy is the TACWolf X95 and the Chris Vector. Other than that, I don't really care about the rest. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Now, these are my targets. Let me show you the wifey's targets. So unlike me, she actually only shot 4 times, so we only have 4 targets here. So we're going to start with, of course, the Smith & Wesson here, which is covered by the magazine. But this here was her first target. Now, this was her first time shooting, and I'll be honest with you guys, I was quite impressed because she hit her targets. Of course, the grouping won't be that great, but again, she hit them, and that's the main thing. So we do have a little bit of a misfire here, unfortunately, but that's okay. I believe that was her first initial shot. I can't quite remember. But anyways, we do have pretty good... right here, I was shocked. She was actually able to hit this 4 times. So definitely good shots there. We have a couple on 8. And then we have one on 7, and then we have one on the shoulder. And of course the misfire, but that's it for the handgun. Moving on to the 9mm AR-15. So again, groupings were fantastic here. I mean, she basically got it all closed up, and a good portion went exactly where they should have. So these are good shots. I'm very happy about that. On this one, there's no misfires or any actual misses. It's just, yeah, that one's good. So moving on to the X95 here. Now, somehow these groupings are a little bit scattered. Apparently, she told me this firearm was a little bit heavier. So I'm actually shocked because the Tavor is very, very comfortable. It's one of the best bullpups on the market, and it's one of the most comfortable ones. So I'm actually surprised that she said it was heavy and like a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay. But she still did pretty good here. Again, as long as she hits her shots, I mean, it's great. All 10 rounds actually hit target, so, I mean, that's all that matters. And then we have the shotgun. Now, the shotgun has a lot of recoil, so for someone that is a first-time shooter, this is still good. I mean, you know, controlling the recoil on those, especially for smaller people, I feel like it's definitely a lot more challenging. Not to say that no one could do it, obviously, but as a first-time shooter, it kicks quite a bit. So that was actually very good control right there. So yeah, these were her targets. Now we did collect some I want to say souvenirs. So you know, I'm sure most of you guys have seen rounds and whatnot, but if you guys haven't, you know, here are some things we collected. And so this was obviously the 12 gauge for the shotgun. So I decided to clean it out and decided to keep all of them. So these were the shotgun shells here. So these are the 223 Remingtons or 223 Remingtons. So these are quite nice. Definitely like collecting these. I love bringing these home because, again, because I don't have a real license, it's not like I can actually have these like when it's loaded or whatnot. So it's kind of nice just to collect the empty shells. Oop, drop one. But yeah, pretty cool. So those were the 223s. 223, by the way, is a 5.56. So basically these types of magazines. Now this is obviously an Airsoft one, but yeah, so these would fit it, right? That's what these are meant for. So the next ones are the 45 ACP rounds. Let me just give you guys a little close up here, and it does say 45 at the bottom there. So pretty cool. Put that over here, and I did collect a couple more. So these are 9mm rounds, and again, we didn't get to shoot any of these. You guys can't even see it properly. There we go. Our little stubby 22 LR. These things are so tiny, man. Like, holy crap, they're so small. I can't even render it in. So that's basically it for today's video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. By the way, this here, I don't know if you guys want a video on it, but I did manage to do a whole new build on this. Most people haven't seen this one before. So if you guys are interested in a video on this, let me know. But I'm not going to be able to play with it because, you know, there's just no fields open right now near me. Oh, the magazine's not inserted properly. Let me just release that. Okay, that did not land well. But yeah, so let me know if you guys are interested in seeing this thing. That is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, definitely go ahead and stay tuned. I will be going back and shooting more real firearms, but if you guys are also interested in Airsoft, definitely let me know. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Peace out, and stay tuned for more videos.